Hello folks, welcome to the gorgeous Weston Pools fishery. This is the lovely Claypit pool. Look at that. It's about half a mile off site of Weston. And as you can see, it's in all its summer glory now. Today, up to now, there's been an interesting battle. It's the first day of the Maver Summer Festival. And the man in shot is actually a Maver sponsored angler as well. That's Mann. And he's just wrestling with one of the Claypit's larger residents, a big carp. Now I don't want to get too close because the problem is we're on the boards here and the fish, oh that one's come off. The fish swim along these boards and up to him, so I don't really want to spook his peg. But while I've been here, he's caught 4 or 5 big carp and F1s fishing down the inside. Look, he's just loading it up as we speak. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit just to stop that little bit of camera shake for you. There we are. And we'll spin round again and just show you what's happening. So we've got a real, I'm going to call it a section of doom on this lake, and especially these two men in shot here. Steve Openshaw, and next to him to his right, Kieran Marsden. Steve Openshaw, of course, qualified for Fishermania the other day on a rich vein of form. Kieran Marsden next to him, a regular performer and one of the most feared anglers on the Claypit here at Weston, and you can actually see Kieran is playing a fish as we speak. Now, I'm actually joined here by an old mate of mine. Well, and I say old mate, he's young actually, quite young.
Hello.
Aren't you? But you are an old mate, but you're young.
Yes.
And look at that, he's got big lens out today.
Got big pedo lens on.
Yeah, you can't show that on Facebook Live.
Sorry,
YouTube,
lens.
YouTube Live.
YouTube Live. Trying to get some snaps of Kieran playing this, looks like a big carp.
It does look like a big carp, he's netting it, look. So Rob's here with me. From what you're seeing here, Rob, who's leading the way? What do you reckon?
Well, it's hard to say exactly because we've only just come down here, haven't we? And you know what anglers are like, they tend to tell porkies. But from what I've seen in the last sort of 20 minutes, I'd say Mann's definitely leading, you know, from what I've seen. But I imagine Kieran's probably had a few throughout the day, so we are guessing at the moment. Yeah, they're all getting a few bites. It's not thick and fast, but the last hour is always a big one on the Claypit.
Definitely.
Big carp always tend to have a feed. You can tend to rely on the last hour for a good run short or down the edge. And I think Kieran's just had one. Look, and Steve's got one on here.
Oh, that's just come off. We'll tell you what, we've cursed a few people with this camera since we've been here. See, normally here.
That top kit line's really productive normally this time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Top kit line can be great. Let me just tell you a bit about the history of the lake as well. This is a really unique venue. It's about 40 foot deep in the middle. So out where I'm pointing the camera now, if you imagine in the middle of that lake there, it's about 40 foot deep. As the name would suggest, it's an old clay pit, but it's one of the most interesting commercial lakes I've ever fished, because I don't know if you can see on camera if I point the lens down, but it's a lovely bluey tinge, and that's to mask some very clear water, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, it's never ever going to chocolate up. Something this deep is just not going to get coloured. So
it's the clay as well, that's why.
Yeah, the clay as well. It's cracking lake, full of absolutely solid, isn't it? Really, for the depth of the lake and the amount you catch, it must be absolutely solid.
Yeah, let's see if we can film Andy catching one down this edge. I mean, the edges always come to life late on here, don't they?
Yeah, there's sort of two main species in here, and them sort of F1s which range between like £1 and £4 or £5.
Yeah.
And then you've got your big wild carp, a lot of them actually, aren't they?
There's some gorgeous big dark commons on here, aren't there?
Yeah.
Some really nice big fish.
If they want to feed.
And often they do late on, don't they?
Yeah.
And you know about it when you get one on. We've definitely put the Jonah on it with the camera. I don't know whether normally this time of day around here you turn around and everybody's playing one. I'm sure it won't be long.
With it being so deep, that's why they're all fishing really close. You see the Openshaw fishing just on the edge of his keep nets. It's not really an option. You've got to, if you want to fish on the bottom, you've got to fish right under your feet.
Yeah.
Key Marsden over there, he's fishing right on his toenails, just throwing some maggots in.
And that's what it's about, keeping those close lines prime. Now, this left-hand edge, I want to focus on this because if I can get this, it'll be great. Look at Andy, he's come down the boards towards us. He's caught a couple while I've been here from this line. don't think you can quite see his float in the edge there. But I'd like to bet. Now I'm just going to zoom out shade more because there's a bit of shade going off. I'd like to bet he won't be waiting too long before he gets one. But yeah, this is the first day of the Maver Western Pools 3-day summer festival. We've got close 34 anglers taking part. As I said, it's 3 days. It's lake point, so it's 1 to 11. So there's 11 anglers on here. Lake winner will get 1 point. Last on the lake will get 11 points, and it's the lowest cumulative score at the end of the 3 days that will come out on top. Because of the nature of it and how it's worked out numbers wise, we've been able to do a rotation as well. So every section, or every lake from today, will fish a different lake tomorrow. So it's really wide open in terms of who's going to win it. Some brilliant anglers booked on. Andrew Mann, we know, regular good performer here at Western Pools. I spoke earlier about my old pal over there, Steve Openshaw. Again, an angler who needs no introduction, fantastic pedigree. Young Kieran Marsden there, who's having a dob, or a mug should I say. See if he can catch one for us. Kieran, of course, putting a fantastic performance. We've got a lot of people talking on the Pole Fishing Masters, winning day one with a big weight. Flicking that rig about. So yeah, I mean, we had a lot of cold rain going last night, and it'll be interesting to see how that affects how the lakes are fished. But I predict it's only going to get better over the next few days. You know, another big fish for Andrew Mann down the edge there. So how that. Now you see, you have to be a little bit careful on here because, as I said, they're really wild, them carp, and you can see how that one's pulling. This is what they do. They're mad. They're absolutely mad. I'm just going to zoom out again for you folks. These fish in here are absolutely crackers, and this is what it's all about on the Claypit. These big, angry, wild carp. Look, that one's. Oh, tell you what, we've cursed a few on this.
They don't have pull on this lake.
But Rob, when we stood here before we started filming, we saw about 4 fish landed, and I don't think anyone's landed one yet on film.
No.
We have proper cursed everybody here.
I think
they'll not be thanking us after.
Stephen on this one for me.
If this one comes off, folks, I'm going to have to probably turn the camera off and run away for cover because these anglers will be after me. I've cursed absolutely everybody. There'll probably be dead maggots on that shore. A lot of anglers feed dead maggots on that inside. Stay open, showing to a good fish there.
Angry Claypit carp.
Let's see if my old pal can come good. He normally does. You can see how hard that one's pulling as well. Now they do not like it up them.
If you come here, do not fish light.
No place for your O12s.
You've got, yeah.
It's good fun though.
We'll punish you, won't we?
I can tell you that, folks. It's great fun. One of my favourite commercial lakes in the country, this one.
Yeah, mine too.
So much character.
Proper lake.
That's a one very angry carp, that one. But he hasn't lost it yet, and based on our previous cursing of the anglers we've been filming, that's a bonus. Has he got it yet? Not quite.
Trying. But by the looks of it, if it's been a little difficult like this, every fish will count today.
Oh, it'll be very close. It always is, Rob, isn't it, at Weston?
It's always close.
It's a very, very good festival venue because, you know, it's not always easy, but everyone gets a few bites and it's always close. It's what I would call a proper fishing venue. There we go, he's got that one. Well done.
That's another big carp.
That's a lovely carp for Steve Openshaw, that is.
8-pounder. 8-pound.
Key Mars is mugging. Now, I'm surprised to see Kieran doing this because normally he'd love to be on that top kit line, wouldn't he, about now?
If they were there, he'd be catching them there.
He would. Let's spin back round this way and see. I'm not seeing anybody else really catch much other than Kieran, Andrew and Steve since I've been here.
To see where the match winner comes from today, because I don't know if it's been amazing.
You have to come a bit closer or you won't be able to hear you whispering.
Sorry. I don't know where the match winner's going to come from today, because I did have my money on Kieran on there. He knows exactly how to catch him for me, and that is a dominant peg on this lake. But he might not have had it all his own way, but we don't know what's gone on today.
No, it's certainly going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. That's what we like
carp.
to see. Great strike from Mr. Mann as well. Man by name, man by nature,
Yeah,
I'm saying.
very strong.
I like that.
Wouldn't want to get in a tussle with him, would you?
No, professional rugby player, so definitely not.
That looks big.
It's fair to say, yeah.
Yeah, and he's...
You'd want him on your side in a fight, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes.
That's a good fish. Look at that big head nod, look at that. Oh,
Ooh,
wow, that's huge.
Carp. That's a massive carp.
That one is huge.
Large. Very large.
So we'll watch this one be landed, folks, then we'll head back to the site and help with the weigh-in. So, well done, Andy. Beautiful, beautiful display. It's a good fish, look. Fantastic. A very angry fish as well. So there you are, folks. That's the Claypit. Zoom back out of shade. That's the Claypit here at Weston Pools. Last hour.
Ooh, look at that one going up.
Wow.
That's going to venture to the middle of the lake, I think.
You can see what's happening here though. The carp are really starting to switch on.
Yeah, a run of big fish can literally bring you from 0 to hero on this lake. There's that many sort of double figure carp. You get 5 of them, it could be 50, 60 pound.
Yeah,
it's real big fish.
It's good fishing. So, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out, we'll be putting the results on a little bit later. But this is the Claypit. You've seen just how angry those fish are. A few fish lost. And also some lovely big carp landed. We'll let Steve get this and then we'll sign off. You can see they've got the riot gear on, so they're not taking any prisoners.
No.
It's in the pan. Not in the pan.
Not in the pan.
And see how hard they fight though. It's it can also lull you into a false sense of security when you think you've got them and they go mad. There we are, look. Lovely fish for the Openshaw. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you soon.